um, when you look at this Liberty team, many will say, "Hey, it's Liberty." Human nature will say, "Hey, it's Liberty." We got this. What do you say to those folks?
I mean, I think just them beating Virginia Tech alone says a lot about their team, because I thought Virginia Tech was really good when we played them. So obviously we're going to have respect for them just off that. And then obviously they haven't lost a game. It doesn't matter what level of play you're playing. And if you're undefeated, you have to be a really good football team. So we look at those two things honestly, and just, we're going to treat them as any ACC opponent we play this year. So.
That was a great question, Charlie. Corey Smith, what you got?
I got to follow that up now. Thayer, when you look at this offense, obviously one of the big things that's been happening a lot, and when the team's been successful, has been getting the ball down the field to guys like Devin and guys like Emeka and Kiri as well. You kind of lived on those underneath routes, and it seemed like this past week it was, Florida State was giving that up a lot more. Do you feel like, now having that element to this offense, it changes the way that people are going to be looking at this offense on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, just putting that on film, and obviously, just taking advantage of, just any kind of, coverage they give us will obviously, add another element to our offense. They're a big zone team, and I feel like it'll be key for me to find the different zones in the defense to just find open holes for Bailey and stuff like that. So, I was happy about the game Saturday. Bailey took advantage of, the routes I was running. And so hopefully we can just continue that the rest of the season moving forward.
I know Bailey said that after the game against Miami, he said that he kind of took it personal that he only gave you the one throw for 9 yards. What did that say about him as a quarterback and him as a leader to kind of go to you and say, hey, I really want to have more chemistry with you. I want to have, have you more as a target in this game.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I was a little upset about that, but obviously, if we would have won that game, I mean, regardless, I would have been happy with the win and everything like that. But I'm not the type of person to, go up to a quarterback and say, I need more targets and stuff like that, because in the heat of the moment, in the flow of the game, it's really not about me. It's just about, the offense executing and stuff like that. So, but I was glad that, he came up to me and said that, because obviously he saw, something that I might have felt, but I didn't really show it, but he obviously saw it from the film and stuff. So I was just glad that he saw that and took advantage of it the next game and stuff like that. Because I just, I always love helping the team win. So it is what it is.
Thanks, Thayer.
James Henderson.
Yeah, Thayer, looking at Liberty's defense, is there someone you can compare them to that you've already faced this year, maybe schematically?
Yeah. We compare them a lot to Virginia, just a lot of zone dropping and stuff like that. They don't really ever play man. Virginia definitely was a very high zone team. They play a lot of cover 3, cover 4, mini looks and stuff like that. So they're really just trying to force you to find the holes, force you to throw it underneath and stuff like that. So I feel like we could really take advantage of that and just be smart and find the holes for Bailey in the passing game this week.
So when you face a team like that, do you expect it to be more of a game where you have to kind of sustain drives, or will the explosive plays be there?
I think, we need to take what they give us at first, and then obviously the big plays will come like they do almost every game for us. But we need to take advantage of whatever they're going to give us, the hitches, the slants and stuff like that. Just take advantage of the stuff they will give us. And then obviously the big plays will work itself in there the way they do.
Appreciate it.
Mark Armstrong.
Hey, Thayer, your head coach was saying that the main goal for you guys each week is just to get better. Can you give me some specific ways in which you've seen your side of the football improve over the course of the season?
Yeah, I feel like, in practice the ball is not on the ground really ever. We're just connecting on a lot of stuff. The timing is getting better, and that's obviously coming with reps and stuff like that. Bailey's getting more reps with the receivers, and so therefore obviously our connection and the timing is going to improve. So I think everyone can see it on set. Like when we play the games, Bailey's not really hesitant. At first you might have saw Bailey hesitant and starting to scramble, but now he's the ball is coming out at at the proper time. When he scrambles, when he needs to scramble, he's looking to throw instead of trying to run it. So I think against Florida State, when he was scrambling, he was definitely looking downfield more than he maybe has in the past. I think that's just from practice and repetition.
Justin.
Hey, Thayer, obviously you had the career night on Saturday, but you've done a good job making the most of your opportunities this year. You actually lead the receiver group and catch rate so far. And obviously you could have played professional baseball as well. So you clearly have soft hands. I'm just curious to know from your perspective, I mean, do you think that pass catching ability is a natural talent? I mean, obviously it's something that you've worked on, but could you talk about, how that was developed and what you've done to develop that craft during your time at NC State?
I think I give credit to my parents for playing me as many sports as I possibly could. Like growing up, I played up to 5 sports. I did obviously football, baseball, basketball, and then I did soccer and gymnastics as well. So I just feel like being well-rounded there and just playing different, sports has helped me become, a very well-rounded player. And then also like when I was younger, I feel like the hands thing is just a natural thing. My grandfather, I know he was a really good baseball player, so maybe he passed down his genetic makeup with the hand-eye coordination and stuff. But when we were younger, we played flag football. I was one of the receivers because I was the only one that could go run and catch a deep ball. So like we were probably 7 years old, and we played a Pop Warner team, North Raleigh Bulldogs, and the quarterback was Reed Herring, former quarterback at ECU. And he would literally just throw me 9 balls, and I would just run under it and get it. And I was like one of the only kids that could do that. So it started at a young age, and then just became more of a natural thing. And obviously baseball has helped that. So I think it's more natural, but then it can be developed over time by just, my parents, allowing me to play many sports and just being well-rounded in that aspect.
And as the punt return guy, how similar is it to catching a punt and playing a pop fly in baseball? I mean, are those two things pretty similar?
Yeah, they're probably the exact same. I would say being able to track a baseball would definitely help my punt return skills, because I think tracking a baseball is a little bit harder because it's smaller. But obviously a punt has spin on it and stuff like that. So catching punts and catching fly balls are almost, exactly the same. In high school, honestly, I really didn't do it as much because we had a really good punt returner in high school. And I would just, when I would do it whenever he couldn't, and, I just did it that way. But the first day of my college practice here, 2017, Naheem told me, he's like, obviously he was the punt returner, but he just said, come catch punts with me at practice. Like when we go catch punts and stuff like that, he's like, just try to find a way on the field. And looked forward a year later, and that was my first touch ever in college football, was off a punt return. So definitely has helped me just get on the field at first, and then it just became like one of my strengths in football. So
thanks, Thayer.
Yeah.
Gibby.
Yeah, Thayer, next time I talk to your dad, I'm gonna tell him that you didn't talk about his genes being passed down to you. First of all, maybe they went down to, maybe they were given to Drake. My question to you is, your offense is putting up so many points this year. I mean, did you see that coming, and where has this confidence been? I mean, where have you gotten this confidence? I mean, could you see this team, this offense performing the way it is this year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the offense took it personal of the outcome from 2019, and we all just had to look each other in the mirror and say, like, we have to do better. So we just did that. Obviously, we had our things we wanted to improve upon, but I think Coach Beck coming in, really, he talks us up a big game, and I feel like he instills confidence in us on a daily basis. Like, obviously, you coach people hard, you coach them, to get better and stuff like that, but he also does a great job of, talking about, he's honest with us. Like, when you do a good job, he'll let you know, and he thinks that we're one of the top offenses in the ACC, if not the country, stuff like that. So he preaches that stuff, and I think we're all bought into what he's saying. So I think it's just showing up on Saturday, like playing fast, playing physical. I feel like we're really playing fast and physical out there.
Thanks, Thayer. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last one. Corey, what you got?
All right, Thayer, I couldn't let you leave without asking you about the 5th sport that you named there in gymnastics. I was aware of every other one, but how much did you do with gymnastics, and how much did that kind of help you as well?
Yeah, I did gymnastics from when I was probably 3 to when I was 9 to 10. And then obviously I had to give up some stuff just because I didn't have enough time in my days to do 5 sports, obviously. And so my dad thought it was good to put me in that, just, for obviously strength wise. Like when you're a younger kid, you don't obviously lift weights, but gymnastics is a lot of body weight stuff. So he felt like it would just set a good foundation for just strength in general and just core strength, and obviously different types of movements and stuff like that. So I did that, competed in it. I'm not saying at the highest level, but I definitely competed when went to events and stuff like that. And obviously gave it up, but definitely I feel like it set the foundation for a lot of my different sports and stuff like that.
Thanks, man.
Thayer, I can see you doing gymnastics. Please tell me Drake didn't do gymnastics.
Me and Drake did, but the youngest didn't do gymnastics.
If you have a picture of Drake